Hi, folks. This is Larry Ballard. We're here with Juan O'Sullivan again, and we've got another update on Tina Peters' situation, and it's getting pretty grave. So please tune in, and we've got some banners that we're going to be popping up telling you how you can help by making some phone calls to put some pressure on Washington, D.C. So with that, we're going to go over to Juan, and it's his show. Juan, to you.
Well, I only have a moment, Larry, but I've been on this last night and all day today. The short version for people that may not have heard it, yesterday um, there was developments at the prison where Tina's at, the women's prison in Colorado. And what happened was one of the teachers responding to a couple of students was making a big thing about the fact that in the media, in the social media especially, there'd been a lot of talk about Tina over the last week. Well, of course, I was pushing a lot of the information about Tina's situation out in social media. I did about 25 shows in about a 7-day period of time. So these inmates were pressing. They have GED classes, where they get their high school diploma for people who are in the prison. And by the way, just so you know, within the Colorado prison system, you have a whole bunch of these various gang groups, including Tren de Aragua and others. If you remember, they had that whole little housing development where they pushed people out and they took it over, and it wasn't even the sheriffs wouldn't go in there. Colorado has been a hub for a lot of these gangs, so they're in prison also, and they know who Tina is. Okay, so this teacher decided to pontificate about Tina's case and in the class, and basically said that Tina was guilty and she's there for a reason and she'll die in prison. She'll never get free. Tina found out about this from other people that had been in this class, and in walking through the prison or whatever, confronted the teacher about her position on this and whether it needed to be part of the class or not. Some of the people, were siding with Tina. Most of them sided with the teacher. And so then the warden steps in, and Tina had also formally filed a complaint with the warden that this was improper, that this teacher made her case part of the whole discussion, but also her, opinion as though, Tina's going to be there forever. What it did is it started, drama within the prison population. And you just have to picture that Tina can't get away from this. She's in the middle of it, and people are taking sides, most of them against Tina, to kiss up to, the prison guards and administration and all that. Tina putting in a complaint causes them extra grief. And then she's got all these medical issues going on amongst them. She complained a number of times that there's mold everywhere. And for a person who's a lung cancer survivor, being exposed to that mold is a problem. And, she can't clean it up except in her own cell and like that. So even, you have the shower facilities, and the showers have visible black mold all through them. Well, the problem in a shower, by the way, is, and you can go to Shemaine Nugent and her book on their house that had mold in it. They'd had it built, it was all brand new, and then the materials had mold in them, and it nearly killed her and her family. And this is Ted Nugent's wife, wrote the book. And then she's done another follow-on book on all the different stuff with the mold and the health issues related to it. So she'd be a good one to have on as a guest. But in a shower situation, you have the water vapor is aerosolized, steam, moisture, etc. And so even if you have it on surfaces around the shower, it gets blasted into the air, much more so than in a dry, static environment with all the air moving. So for Tina, as a lung cancer survivor, that mold is a much greater risk to her. And then she doesn't have the immune system to fight it. She's getting horrible nutrition, if you can even call whatever they feed them their nutrients. Um, you know, uh, uh, with all the mystery meat, the bread that has no nutrient value. Uh, it's a horror, and that's how you survive cancer in large measures. You get the proper nutrients in your system. So Tina's really in a precarious situation, and she complained about this mold in the showers. Well, then the guards had to go clean it. So now they're pissed because they have to clean up the shower area, okay? Because the warden ordered it, and then this issue with the uh, GED teacher saying that Tina's right where she's supposed to be and she'll die in prison and blah blah blah. That kind of rabble rousing is puts Tina at risk, and then the prison population gets divided. So, in the course of that, as a little snide side comment, the warden, as she's sending her off to solitary for her own protection, uh, makes some little comment that she just needs to go. She needs to get out of here. Well, that doesn't mean get released to federal custody or go out, put her on the street, or let her go. No, that means get her to another prison again. She's already moved several times. So they're going to pass the baton. And in the meantime, they've scheduled a hearing. Well, this hearing is 17 days out. So Tina's been put in solitary confinement. If it stands as it is right now, she'll be there for 17 days. She gets out for a couple hours a day to do other stuff. And that's important because, number one, she doesn't get internet. She can have her computer, but she gets no internet where she's at in solitary confinement. So when they let her out, she can go to the areas where there's Wi-Fi and communicate a little bit. But while she's in solitary, she can't even reach her attorneys. Peter Tickton's lead counsel, she has several attorneys on her case. She can't get to the people around her to let them know what's going on, etc. Go use a payphone, whatever. Um, But now, because of the situation that the warden has put her in, if Tina's out to go to the common area to use the internet, whatever, she's locking down all the other women in the cell area where she's at, that cell block. So now they have to suffer in order for Tina to get her civil rights there as an inmate, if you can imagine. So it's even putting her more at odds. So when the warden says she just has to go, it's send her somewhere else. Uh, is kind of the context of this whole thing. It's not a sustainable situation, and so we've had numerous people. This has been going on. Look, over a year ago, we did a white paper that went to the right places on what the federal mechanisms were that were available even then for the president to step in or Justice Department to step into Tina's case. They haven't availed themselves of that so far, but uh, we're hoping with all of the attention right now that, in fact, something will break and something will happen. The president's been hit with this numerous times over the last week. I did 25 shows over the last week with millions of views. Uh, Other hosts have come to this pretty aggressively. Bannon spent a lot of his show today on this. Patrick Byrne did a couple of shows with Alex Jones and discussed this over there. There's um, real numbers, about a dozen different ways that the president or federal agencies can jump into this and not wait for Colorado to agree to anything. Just go take physical custody of her under numerous different routes. They need to do one of them and get her out of that hellhole. Uh, and it doesn't mean just pardoning. It means uh, taking under physical protective custody as they um, needed witness. Her testimony concerning what went on in the state is going to be useful in federal prosecutions that are in the pipeline right now. So we just need to protect her and get her out of this hellhole that she's in. And President Trump is the lead magistrate in the whole country, so he could literally federalize the prison that she's in. He could literally send the Marines, take over the prison for an hour, federalize it, take her into physical custody, take her out to Blair House next to the White House, and let her get the care she needs, and keep her for a federal witness, and relinquish her back to Colorado if there's anything left in Colorado that needs to be adjudicated after her appeal here in a couple months. You know, a couple years from now, the whole thing is going to be moot anyway, if not just a few months. But she's in grave physical distress right now on a bunch of different levels. Whether the cancer's back or not, she just had the X-ray. We won't get information on that for a while, on a blood test. But previously, when she first came down with the cancer, they worked at it for quite some time and weren't able to diagnose the cancer until it became more developed. And so we don't know if this is something similar. She says she feels the same way she did when she first came down with cancer and they couldn't diagnose it, and she kept at it because it wasn't going away, the fatigue and everything else, and the breathing issues, and it feels the same way. So whatever, we need her out now. From the president's side, just figure it out. He just got to get the right people on the phone, make a decision, and pull the trigger. And being slow to be decisive is not a option at this point in time. Just figure it out, get her out of there, do it now. Should have been done in the last 24 hours. Let's get it done in the next 24.
Anything you want to add? And I mean, this is for you to make this case on her behalf.
Well, again, the way that people need to do this is they need to be in there burning up the phone lines to the White House, sending in the emails, taking a stand. It's trending in the information getting to the president right now, but we haven't gotten anything back. And I know that the people that have spoken directly to the president about this, he's kept a game face on it. He's very concerned about Tina. He's made that very clear in posts. The president threatened Colorado, look, if you don't release her, I'm going to, take drastic measures. Okay, clock's ticking. I think drastic measures are now called for. Let's do it.
Mhm.
And we love the president. We elected him there for a reason. I don't want whatever happens to be with Tina as an afterthought or a memory. Gosh, she sure did a lot of really important stuff. Darn, she's not here. Get her out while there's runway for her to gain her health back. She's in a dire situation, and use her accordingly. She's an important witness in what's coming with the way that elections have been frauded around the country. And she was there first. In the whole country, only 2 clerks that we know of went in and got the information on the uh, destruction of vote record when they did their trusted builds. And by the way, there's a federal lawsuit in Nevada right now with Pastor Andy Biggs, and it's blowing up this very second. You have multiple judges and prosecutors who have basically not responded on the complaints that are pretty advanced related to the election data in Nevada. And in what is in this complaint, they have essentially acquiesced and acknowledged that federal vote data was destroyed by Nevada illegally when they allowed Dominion to come in and do some trusted builds or repairs, is the way I understand it. And so literally there is a motion being presented. It's already been forward it to Tina's attorneys, and they have it that would allow them to make a motion of essentially saying, you know, Tina's a critical witness in these federal cases. Uh, what she did has now been proven in other states, including, by the way, Colorado. Since we talked last, uh, and there's a divine hand in this. Think about it. You know, I did all these interviews over the last week, and things weren't going anywhere. Suddenly now, in Colorado, with what happened in the prison, they went a bridge too far, and people are getting lit up because Tina, she has to suffer and go into solitary just because she puts in a complaint about the way that the system is working against her inside the prison and putting her in danger. So she goes into solitary. Uh, uh, and has her access limited to the outside world with her computer and stuff like that. And then the other prisoners have to suffer. The other thing that's going on is that it has come out big that in Colorado, in a particular county, it's been established now that votes were destroyed in the trusted build, and they're now looking at it. So Jenna Griswold, the Secretary of State, has had to send people on an emergency basis today. Was set up yesterday to do it, to go look at the way that the vote was recorded and what was said to the public about votes electronically, and so whether or not they can't reconcile their numbers. And it proves again that Tina was right. You had to record this stuff to preserve it, just as Tina did, in order to preserve the record, because what they were doing was going to damage the vote history data record. And now that's being proven with something that's happening right now today in Colorado. So I'm of the opinion, you know, prayer changes things. And all the way over in Hawaii, we have action uh, in Hawaii where the same thing, the vote record is been corrupted. And we're looking at how much of that was done electronically, remotely, and how much was done with false paper ballots inside the state. It's actually a very amazing thing. So there's a number of issues where Tina's case and Tina's plight are now becoming central to things going on in a number of states. I think there's a timing issue here that it's all coming to a head at this exact moment. And our desire prayer is that because of the federal nature, that the president and Justice Department figure it out, you know, pull the pin and go one way or another somehow, get Tina out of there. I don't care what it is, get her out of there and take action, not waiting for Colorado to somehow, uh, you know, figure it out and take action. We need to be decisive. We need the president to be decisive and just get it done. And so, placing the calls and doing the emails to the president is precisely what's called for, and I think going to bring this to a point of action as they realize that other issues are less important. They lose value to us as a community if Tina's not here to assist and enjoy even the victories to come. So that's what I got to say. That's essentially it. If you have any questions, I'll answer them, and then I got to
Let me
fly
just
to the
add
next
to
thing.
it. You've got the phone numbers, use them. And also, I believe in prayer. Everybody out there who's heard this, say a prayer, but also take action. Pick up the telephone and make that call. It's very, very, very
I
important.
believe that the prayer is what's bringing this to a head on multiple fronts, multiple locations, and there's kind of like an overlap into our action. Our actions um, um, are done in accordance with our prayers, and gives feet to our prayers. You know, it's more than just words. And then, by the way, just so people know, you know, I've talked about this before, but as a side note, you'll see that Bitcoin and other cryptos are um, uh, in, comparatively near collapse. They're down from their peak now, about 40,000 points just weeks ago. And I've told audience.
Well, we seem to have lost you.
Yeah, hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. Nina
That's all
will
right.
interrupt momentarily. But as the crypto thing, because it's until you have gold-backed cryptos, and there's some stuff coming, it's still just air, and it's a lot of internal hype within their systems, and there's all sorts of commitment within the trading communities that are probably going to bring the Bitcoin and other cryptos back at some point in time. But people are writing it down, and BlackRock just essentially put all of its positions within the crypto community onto, I believe it was Coinbase, and is literally clearing themselves of all these positions. That's going to bring it down radically even from here. This just happened in the last hour or so. So the reason I mentioned that, that is a prelude to a sharp spike with all the other markets getting weak for the time being for uh, silver and gold, but especially silver, I believe. And so those people that are thinking about it, you don't want to get caught flat-footed. You might want to very well go in and uh, uh, get your silver while the getting's good, because the next stop on silver is 70, and it could easily go radically higher than that based on what's going on, especially as the crypto market uh, on multiple fronts goes into some type of free fall, or it's already there. You don't want to wait till everybody wakes up and realizes the markets aren't good. The bonds are in serious deep shape. I mean, every call this week, every major call relates to stuff going on in the bond market that I've been doing, and even stuff in DC. It's just epic. So, getting to a chair that's solid as the music stops is not wasted time. And of course, we have our coins over at thejennifermac.com and allpatriots at gumroad.com. Uh, and I think those will be outstanding investments out into the future, especially the Gitmo coin. I only got 2 coins available. Mine, Jen, has a couple different ones that are from 2024. But the 2025 coins, the Gitmo coin and what we call the Watch the Water with Melania on one side, are only available till the end of December here, and in current production. Those will do, I think, very well, and the earlier coins have done fantastic. But beyond that, you don't have to get something from me. Just bag silver coin over bars and everything else, because it's a known weight value. It's a legal currency. If you've got exposure, please offset that exposure somehow in the metals. That's happening right now. So I just add that in, so that people don't get caught flat-footed with what's going on this exact second while they're Venezuela, Ukraine, and all sorts of other things. Don't let yourself be caught flat-footed at a critical moment, and in your portfolio and like that. So there you go. Tina. Let's get her out of there. Tina, one piece. I want her out here enjoying stuff with us. Her whale's out here somewhere waiting for her. When we had her over at the house, she last year, she got here before we did, so we'd given her a code to get in. She comes in the door, walks out on the deck, and literally seconds after she gets to the deck, there's a whale jumping out in front here. Shoot, all the years I've been here, I never see a whale. She's got them jumping. And while she was here, the whole time she was here, the whales are coming out. They're jumping around, and now they're gone. I don't know where they are. She needs to come back. Her whales are out there waiting for her to greet her back. So anyway.
Well, Juan, anytime you've got something you need to get out there, you just call us. We'll drop everything we've got and we'll help you to get the message out anytime, any place.
Yeah, get the emails and the calls. Look, the White House does respond to those types of things. And even the stuff over to the governor of Colorado, the attorney general, whatever, anywhere that, that doesn't mean that they have a listening ear, but they know we're out there and their actions are, people are watching. You've got articles. Joe Hoff's getting ready to do another one here shortly tied to what Pastor Andy has done in Colorado. Amazing stuff in the court case there. And there's other stuff. Bannon spent much of the show on it. Alex Jones, all of the hosts that are kind of in, the zones that I talk to, just like you. I've done a lot of heavy lifting, and people have been doing exactly what we asked them to do, calling and keeping the pressure on. This is not the time to ease off. Until Tina's free out of Colorado, we can't let up. There's nothing else, in my opinion, personally, that really is more important. We can't let her be destroyed or taken beyond some certain point where we don't have enough runway to get her back to full health and even mentally. You got to be in solitary. It's going to be 17 days before you're even get your hearing, whatever. Bullshit. The warden is right. She needs to be out of there, but not to another women's prison in Colorado. Let's get it done.
All right. Anything you want to add before we go on?
Nope, that's it.
Well, thank you much. People, do your part. Place the phone calls, make the prayers.
Yep. 100%.
All right.
Send an email. Send an
We'll
email
let
to the
you
White
go.
House, whatever it takes.
All
Be
righty.
courteous.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks, folks.
Bye-bye. Thank you.